I've always said that if you want a job done right, get a lesbian to do it.
Feeling like you are part of changing the trajectory for the better for an entire community, that's a pretty great feeling.
There's a passion to achieve justice, but to do it in a way that leaves no one behind.
Committed organizations find ways of getting things done. They get it, NCLR, and they get it done.
The study showed they're 4 times as likely to become gay if they're raised in a gay household.
And that is a lie.
We're going to have to leave the discussion there.
I never dreamed NCLR would be this large, would be this influential. I mean, 40 years, it sounds like a very long time, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that long. And look at what they've done. Back in 1977, there had been a couple of gay rights public interest law firms, but none of them really dealt with the kinds of issues that were critical for women.
Society did not recognize us, taking our children from us, depriving us of employment, not allowing us to protect our loved ones and our partners.
There was an incredible response very early on. That just pointed out that there had been such a void.
We felt like pioneers.
When NCLR was founded as the Lesbian Rights Project, it was founded to focus on issues that were primarily affecting lesbians that no one was paying attention to. And these were often lesbian custody cases. But now it's family law, it's immigration and asylum, it's sports, it's elder law, it's big constitutional questions, it's youth, especially youth in out-of-home care and transgender children. We see all of you.
NCLR helps out dreamers like me stay here in the United States.
I can think of so many times where the transgender community has been under attack. NCLR was right there fighting alongside us.
I honestly, and I'm getting really teary-eyed, I would not be here if it was not for them.
I have to say that the most amazing things that I encountered was the courage of our clients. They risked their families, their jobs, their housing. Just say, no, you can't do this.
My wife, Ellen, passed away in 2010. We were married in Canada, was not recognized in Illinois. Her parents tried to pretty much take everything that was us. I mean, I basically had no rights as a spouse. My attorney at the time said, this is a lost case. We are almost assured of not winning. NCLR was the one that said, no, we're gonna stop this. Your union is valid, it needs to be recognized. I just felt like I had someone by my side again.
In January of 2001, my partner, Alexis, was killed by 2 dogs. It's a big story locally, and the news is showing up. There were lots of speeches, lots of media events. Some days it was really, really hard for me. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be there. But Kate gave me that strength when I needed it. You know, I look back, I think I couldn't have done this without her.
The time has passed when the law could deny the dignity of our relationships.
You know, I will be forever grateful to NCLR and Kate for letting me honor Alexis's memory in the way I did.
In the 70s, we really didn't see lesbian and gay marriage anywhere on the horizon.
When I look back, you know, remarkably 13 years, and I think about the idea of providing same-sex marriage licenses, it was pretty clear and self-evident to everybody around the office that we were in a little bit above our heads, and we all looked around, and one name we didn't even have to ask. I remember Joyce Neustadt and a few others said, Kate Kendall.
I now pronounce you spouses for life.
8 years ago, almost, we had marriage stripped away from us in California, one of the darkest moments of my career. And then 7 years later, we win marriage at the U.S. Supreme Court.
Justice and love won today.
Just how much happened right after Ellen passed away and how much changed in this country. She missed it all. I mean, we had no idea what was about to happen.
A part of our DNA is to work across issues and across organizations.
And we're willing to share the credit as long as the work gets done.
If you're working in, a conservative state, it's not always great to have a national LGBT group seen as the lead. So how can we help the local groups quietly so they're in the lead?
AT&T fortunately was one of the very first companies in the country to have an LGBT employee resource group. We saw a really natural partnership with NCLR to really fight to protect LGBT rights and LGBT equality.
If NCLR 15 years ago hadn't decided to support this new, just getting off the ground transgender project, the transgender movement today would look very, very different.
Part of what feeds us is the hope that things can improve. Last year we were celebrating deliriously. This year, not so much.
Right now, there are attacks on so many different communities based on sexual orientation, gender identity, on race, on immigration status. NCLR has been tackling these types of issues and will continue to tackle these types of issues.
This is the moment we were born for. This is why we're still here. We are still here with a lot of experience under our belt, a lot of history, built relationships, learning from our mistakes. We are here to be on the vanguard of pushing back and not letting this tyrant have his way.
I couldn't be more proud that after 40 years, we're still among the groups that bring people together. In unity, there's enormous strength, and that's always been our role.
NCLR had a profound impact on my life. And I know I've just seen the lives they've touched and the profound impact they've had on so many people.
It feels like I can live my last days knowing I did a little something that made the world a better place.
We've been here, made a difference, made an impact for 40 years because people saw what we were doing, they cared about it, they believed in us, they invested, and that's how we've really, literally, in some ways, changed the world. And we will change it again, and we will change it again for as long as it takes.